You have a performance vampire on your team. You know the one. They don't suck blood, they suck energy, morale, and productivity. They're the master of the missed deadline, the artist of the bad attitude, the black belt in back-channel gossip. You feel it in your gut. Your top performers are starting to look disengaged, deadlines are getting squishy, and you're spending more time managing drama than managing workflow. This isn't just annoying, it's sabotage. A 2024 Cornerstone study found that a single toxic employee can cost a company over $15,000 in turnover costs alone, not to mention the phantom costs of cratering team morale. Letting a problem employee fester isn't just bad management, it's financial malpractice. But you're not going to let that happen. Right now, you're going to get a simple, bulletproof framework to identify, confront, and correct problem behavior, decisively and effectively. Forget hand-holding. It's time to lead. First, let's look at what's happening from 10,000 feet. Most managers see symptoms and mistake them for the actual disease or problem. But that's not the way to look at it. An employee showing up late isn't a punctuality problem. It's a communication gap. Someone spreading gossip isn't just being chatty, they're signaling a trust deficit in leadership. Your framework to frame this properly has 3 steps. Diagnose, discuss, document. That's it. Master this and you master the problem. Step 1. Diagnose. Before you do anything, you need to be a detective. You're looking for patterns, not isolated incidents. Did Dave miss one deadline, or is he chronically late? Did Susan make one cynical comment, or is she the resident downer who poisons every meeting? Now look for the cause. Is it a skill gap, a lack of resources? Or is it a will issue, a bad attitude? But don't stop there. The hardest question you have to ask is, am I part of the problem? Are your instructions unclear? Are you accidentally rewarding their poor behavior by giving them less work or avoiding them entirely? Be honest. Unbiased self-analysis is not optional. Step 2. Discuss. Once you've diagnosed the what and the why, you schedule a private conversation. This is not an ambush. It's a fact-finding mission. You will use the S.B.I. model. It's simple and non-negotiable. S. Situation. State the specific context. In yesterday's team meeting. B. Behavior. Describe the observable behavior, not your interpretation. Don't say you were disrespectful. Say you interrupted Sarah 3 times while she was presenting. I. Impact. Explain the consequences. The impact was that the team lost the thread of her argument, and it made us look disjointed. This isn't a debate, it's a data dump. After you state the S.B.I., you pivot with a single, powerful question. What's your perspective on this? Then, you shut up and listen. Your goal is to uncover the root cause and get their buy-in on a solution. Make your expectations for change crystal clear. Going forward, I expect you to let colleagues finish their points. Step 3. Document. If you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. This is your shield. After every single conversation, send a follow-up email. Recap the issue, the expectations you set, and the agreed-upon next steps and timeline. This creates a paper trail that is objective, professional, and legally defensible. If the behavior doesn't improve, this documentation is your foundation for progressive discipline, from a verbal warning to a formal written warning to a final warning. This isn't about punishment, it's about course correction. You are being firm, fair, and most importantly, consistent. Okay? You followed the framework. You diagnosed the pattern. You discussed it using S.B.I. You documented everything. You've coached, you've clarified, you've been patient. But what if the problem gets worse? The employee isn't just defiant, they're recruiting. They've found a sympathetic ear in another teammate. Now it's not just one problem employee, it's a faction, a clique. Suddenly, you're not just managing poor performance, you're managing a miniature insurgency. What do you do when the problem becomes a personality conflict that splinters your team? You switch from coach to mediator. But you will not mediate feelings, you will mediate behavior. Get all parties in a room. Your job is not to decide who is right. Your job is to reestablish professional standards. Use this 3-step script. 1. We are not here to relitigate the past. We are here to agree on how we will work together professionally starting now. 2. Let's define what professional interaction looks like on this team. It looks like meeting deadlines, communicating respectfully in public channels, and bringing issues to me directly, not to each other. 3. Can you both commit to this standard of behavior? Make them answer. A verbal yes is a commitment. Document this meeting too. You have now drawn a clear, bright line. If they cross it again, the conversation is no longer about mediation. It's about a willful refusal to adhere to professional standards. And this is when you bring in HR. It's the final step in your progressive discipline process, and it could lead to termination. Don't ever get to the termination stage without a mountain of documentation. A termination should never be a surprise. It should be the sad but logical conclusion to a clear, fair, and documented process that the employee chose not to follow. Your fail-safe legal shield is your consistency and your paperwork. No exceptions. Let's bring this home. You now have a systematic approach that 79% of managers never learn. Recognize patterns over symptoms, investigate before you escalate, document everything, and match your response to the situation. Remember, you're not just managing behavior. You're protecting your high performers, maintaining team standards, and building a culture where excellence isn't negotiable. That's not just management, that's leadership. And successfully dealing with a problem employee is a test of leadership. The 3D framework, Diagnose, Discuss, Document, is your toolkit. It moves you from a state of frustration to a position of control. You identify the root cause, confront with facts using S.B.I, and protect yourself and your company with relentless documentation. When conflict escalates, you mediate behavior, not drama. But the best leaders don't just put out fires. They build fireproof teams. So here is your challenge. This is your launchpad. Don't wait for a problem. This week, do 3 things. 1. Proactively reinforce. In your next team meeting, take 60 seconds to publicly reiterate one core standard of behavior you expect. 2. Publicly praise. Find one of your high performers and acknowledge their great work in front of the team. This shows everyone what excellence looks like and that you notice it. 3. Conduct a self-audit. Is there one difficult conversation you've been avoiding with an employee? Just one. Your challenge is to schedule it. Now. Great managers solve problems. Elite leaders prevent them. Choose which one you want to be.